welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us, growing one big family. And I appreciate all the support I can get. I want to mention that if the video is too fast for you on my tutorials, up top there's 3 little buttons on the right hand corner for most of you. For some of you, it's on your settings as you go to the video. For the 3 little buttons up top, click there. It tells you to slow down the video to the speed you'd like. Also turn the CC caption, which is right next to the 3 little buttons, so you can read all the stitch calling that I'm doing. Down here, everything will be written. You could also choose the language you like by just clicking on the 3 little buttons and go to the language you would like, and you would have it on your own language, everything written down here. So I also want to mention thank you so much for the people that came through for the thread and have donated some money, either through the super thanks or through my PayPal account. Now, when you do the super thanks, YouTube itself takes 30% of whatever you're donating through there. Obviously, PayPal, they don't take anything, but choice is yours. You can do whatever you'd like, as long as you have it in your heart to help out the women in need of thread. And I thank you in advance, and they do too. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. Also, sharing is caring. And invite your friends to the channel. I also have the crochet group, private group, if you'd like to be in the private group. All you have to do is request, and one of my monitors will review, as long as you have a profile picture, and accept you into the group. I also have a crochet page. You can follow me through there. On Facebook, of course. This is all Facebook. Also Instagram, if you need any help with creating some patterns and you're stuck and you have Instagram, you can message me through Instagram. It's much easier and faster to get a hold of me. I also have TikTok. Everything is on the description box. All the video links, if I have part 1, 2, 3, also is in the description box below the video. There's a little arrow like a V right on the right hand side below the video. You click on there, it opens up that page, and all the links are there. So thank you once again. We are going to get started. Please be careful if you're involved into the crochet groups. There's a lot of scammers, and they launch links with bits and cuts. These are scammers. They will rob you, your identity, and all your information on your phone or your computers. Don't open those sites up. It's extremely important that you are careful, because there's a lot going on into the crochet groups nowadays. Okay, let's get started, everyone. Okay, everyone, so we're going to create an oval centerpiece, oval runner, oval centerpiece. I'm not going to make it that big, because this is just for a special request. And so I don't need it, because I have enough of ovals and big, and I don't have any specific order for this. So I'm going to make it a smaller one, but if you can go as big as you like. So we're going to start off with 53 chain stitch. Now, if you want to go bigger, you can increase by 20s. So 53, you can go to 73, 93, and you can go as long as you like, so you can have a long oval one. I'm going to use the multicolored blue. There's the royal blue, there's a lighter blue. I know my camera sucks on these things, but I can't do anything about it. I don't have a computer. I film everything out of my mobile, and obviously I cannot buy another mobile right away. So, and the royal blue, and of course this yellow canary thread. Okay, so 2.75 hook, a small one to tuck in loose ends, and of course a pair of scissors. I have round one. I'm sure once I pin up the picture, you guys are gonna, for those that follow me, of course, that are subscribed to the channel, will know which one I'm talking about. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It helps the channel to grow. It's also extremely important to give it those thumbs up. I know a lot of you come by the channel, check it out, and leave without saying anything, or at least give it thumbs up. It's extremely important for any creator, not just myself. It's the least you can do. It's free of charge. It's just a hit of a button of a like. The channel gets recognized more often and circulates quite a bit. And that's the only way we can keep growing and keep pushing through, working so hard at these patterns for you guys for free. Okay, so thank you so much. We're going to get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is that slip stitch knot. Now, you know that normally slip stitch knot never counts for any chain. And now I'm going to do 53 chains. And if I find that it's still too small for the presentation of the model for you guys, then I'll increase a little bit more. Okay, so 53 chain stitch. I've done my 53 chain stitch. And now I'm going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On my 8th one, I'm going, what was I thinking here? On my 8th one, I'm going to do a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure you grab both loops, because if you don't, your pattern is going to fold like a U shape. Okay? And then 2 chain. Skip 1, 2, go on the next one. Double crochet. 2 chain space, skip 1, 2, go on the next one. Remembering that whatever we do on this side throughout the whole pattern, we must do also on this side. It has to have equals amount. 1, 2, and on my 3rd one. I'm sure Miss Sue, you're gonna enjoy this one since you especially requested. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're gonna create and post it up on our group. And also on Crochet Therapy, I'm sure the women will absolutely love to see that creation since you publicly requested there. So this is created out of love for your request and for many others that probably really wanted to have the oval. I was meant to do this oval already a while back, and then I got busy with other patterns and totally slipped my mind on it until you brought it up again. And then I said, yes, I was supposed to do an oval one of that. But you know how it is. We get into one project, another project, and then we put everything else behind. Okay, so let's just continue. 2 chain, skip 2 space, go on the 3rd, double crochet. 2 chain, skip 2 space, double crochet on the next one. And sending you so much hugs, okay? Okay, everyone, so we've did all our little blocks. So far I have 16 blocks. We're going to make the 17th one. So we're going to do 7 chains, exactly like we did on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chains. We're going to come right where we have the connection here. I make sure I put it right on the center where we've closed in that last double crochet with a slip stitch. So now we have 17 little squares. I'm going to come back in the same space and doing a single and 2 chain. This will equal a double crochet. Inside of the little boxes, the little squares, I'm going to work 2 double crochet. I'm trying to hide my little leftover thread here. We're going to work 1 on top of the double crochet and 2 inside of the space. One on top of the double crochet, and we're going to proceed this way all the way to the end, to the edge, and I'll meet you there at the edge. So I've completed all my double crochets, 2 inside of the space, 1 on top of the double crochet. Now we're at the edge. Now remembering that what we did here, we must do on this side, and what we're going to do on this corner, we'll have to do it also on this corner. So inside of this 7 chain space that we did, we're going to do 10 double crochets. So very simple. Once you complete your 10 double crochets, you will do, again, coming around, you'll do 1 on top of the double crochet, 2 inside, 1 on top of the double crochet, 2 inside, and proceed that way all the way to the end. When we get to the end here, we'll do 1 on top of the double crochet and 10 double crochets inside of this 7 chain, and then we're going to close it up with a slip stitch. So I'll meet you at the end. So just came back just to show you. So I did my 10, trying to brighten this a little bit more, my 10 double crochets inside of the space of 7 chain. I'm going to come on top of the double crochet and then 2 inside of the space little blocks, and then 1 on top of the double crochet. And then you're going to repeat the same thing all the way through, and then your 10 double crochets inside of this 7 chain here. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much completed my 10 double crochets inside of the 7 chain, closed in with the slip stitch. I'm going to come back in the same one I've closed in with the slip stitch with a single and chain 2. Hope this is bright enough because I'm telling you my camera is horrible. Next space, double crochet. So we're going to do double crochet 1 per space all the way to the edge. When we get to those 10 double crochets, we're going to add 2 together on the same space. So basically where we did the 10 double crochets on both corners, we'll have 2 per each, so we'll have a total of 20 double crochets. Okay, but I'll still meet you there at the edge just to confirm everything, that especially for beginners that are just joining in. Okay, so I've reached pretty much the end here on top of the double crochet, so that's always 1 per space. Now getting into the 10 double crochets here in the center, we're going to do 2 together. That's our increase. 2 double crochets in the same space. So now the first row we did 10. So this second row will have 20 on the corners. So 2 per space on the 10 double crochets, and then continue with 1 exactly as we did here. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I've done my 20 in that space 2 of the 10 double crochets. Okay, now I'm going to cut my thread, and I'm going to come in with the white. So I'm just going to tuck in my loose ends, pretty much bring your thread to the back, especially for new beginners. You know, it's something that it has to be repeatedly all the time because there's always new people that come to the channel, and sometimes I forget, like most creators do, that we have always new people that come along and they are learning, so they need to know how to tuck in the loose ends to make sure that nothing comes apart. So I went through some of the loops. That's pretty good because we are going to continue to do double crochet, so that's pretty much going to hide it, and we're sure that nothing is going to come apart. Okay, so I'm going to come in with my white now. Okay, everyone, so I've done my slip stitch knot. I'm going to come directly where we've been closing off, which actually was on this side. But because I don't want to leave too much of a mark, I'm just going to come on this side. So on top of the double crochet, I'm going to do a single and chain 2. This will equal my double crochet. And then 2 more chain for space. 1, 2. I'm going to skip 1, 2, and I'm coming on top of my third one. If you realize, so we're repeating this row here, okay? It's going to fall right on top where we have our double crochets from the previous row. 2 chain space, skip 2 space, come in the third one. okay? So it falls right on top. 2 chain, skip 2 space into the third one. So this is going to be repeatedly the same way on both sides. I'm going to meet you at the corner because we need to make it different in the corner to be oval, okay? So I've done all my little squares. Chain 2. We're going to skip the first 2, which is that group of 2 in the same space. I'm coming in the next one. And I'm going to do 2 double crochets together. So we're building little groups of 2, but in the same space. Chain 2. We're skipping 2 again, coming into the third one. Building again, groups of 2 double crochet. Chain 2, skip 2 into the next one. We're going to have 6 groups of 2 double crochet in the same space. One, well, not the 6 in the same space, but you know what I mean. 1, 2, 6 groups of 2 double crochet in the same space. What I mean is 2 together. Chain 2, skip 2 into the next one. Chain 2, skip 2 into the next one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have our group of 6, chain 2. Now we go back into skip 2. We go back into 1 double crochet, chain 2, skip 2 into the next double crochet. And like I said, if you look properly, it falls right on top of the double crochet from the first foundation we did. We're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So that means you finish your last on top of the double crochet, chain 2, skip the first 2, 2 together, skip the other 2, 2 together, skip the other 2, 2 chain, of course, in between them, and into the next one. So as I mentioned from the beginning, whatever we do on one side, we must do on the other. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I've done my 6 groups on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Closing with the slip stitch. I'm going to come back in the same space, create a single 2 chain. Inside of the space, 2 double crochet. So basically what we're doing, we're repeating what we did here. And 1 on top of the double crochet. 2 double crochet in the center of the blockage, a little square. 1 on top of the double crochet. So very simple, nothing to it. We're just repeating what we did here on this row. Okay, so I'll meet you at the corner. Okay, everyone, so I've reached the end, the last double crochet. What we're going to do, 2 chain this whole row up, and this one here, and this one here. On the 4 corners will always be a space of 2 chains. So we'll have squares going all the way up on 4 sides. Double crochet on top of the group. On the second one, we're going to do 2 together. So we're doing the increase. This is pretty much very simple. 2 chain space, 1 double crochet, and 2 together on the next one. 2 chain space, 1 double crochet. I don't know how many rows I'm going to keep going up, how wide I want it to be. I guess you will have to fast forward to see afterwards because it's just going to change at one point. Just here, just the increase. Everything else is going to stay the same. So we'll have 2 rows of this and then a row of squares. 2 rows of this and then a row of squares. So very simple. Try to make it as simple as I possibly can for everyone. Especially for beginners that are just getting into designing patterns and things like that. Okay, so I'll meet you here. So we've reached the last group, 2 chain, and now we're going into the double crochet and then repeat the same thing as we did on the other side. So this is how the 4 corners are going to stay the same. with those squares going up. I'll show you in a second. 2 inside of the space and 1 on top of the double crochet. So try to put this straight here. So these will always be squares until the end, and on this side also will be squares until the end. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of this row. You know there will be a square here after we finish all the double crochets, 1 inside of the group, and on the second one 2 together. Okay, that's the increase. Okay, you guys, so we've reached the end, and again we're going to repeat another row of these double crochets. So single after you make your slip stitch, come back in, double crochet per space, and all the way to the end. Only when you get to the corners, again, you're going to do that 2 chain space right here. And then inside where we have the groups, we're going to do 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and on the last one, 2 together. So that means on this row, we're going to have 4 double crochets on these groups. Okay, so I'll meet you at the corner. So I just finished doing all the double crochets, 2 chain, come in the first group, first double crochet with double crochet, second double crochet with double crochet, and on my last one the increase of 2 together. So we have 4 double crochets, and we're just going to repeat the same thing as we just finished doing all the way around. So on the next row will be the blockage, little blocks, so nothing to it. So you know we're always going to do the squares here, the squares here, here, and here. And we're always going to do an increase on the last double crochet with 2 together. So we started with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on until the length that you desire. And on the next row, so we'll count this as row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So row 6 will be the blocks again. We're still doing the increase at the end, always until we finish the pattern. Okay, so 2 rows of double crochets, 1 row of blockage, 2 rows of double crochet, 1 row of blockage. We're going to continue to do that all the way to the end. I don't know how many rows I'm going to go, so you could always advance the video, and we're just going to repeat pattern all the way to the end until I'm ready to close out the motifs here. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of mine. It's just a repeat. Just go back if you have to. 2 rows of double crochets, 1 row of the blockage, 2 rows of double crochets, 1 row of the blockage. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I decided to stop. Let's say I did 3 rows of the white, and I mean 3 rows, that means 2, 2, and 2. So 1, 2, 3. So including with the first one would be 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now on this last one here, we're going to come in where we have those little squares with 2 double crochet inside of the space. Still going to do the increase on the edges. Because this is just a sample, there's no need for me to keep going any bigger, but if you wanted to, you can go ahead. If you want it to be wider, because as far as length, I should have mentioned before, so basically I have 53 here. Each time you want to create one motif that's going to go on once we get started, it's by 7s, okay? So you would do 53 plus another 7, so that's 60, and then 67, and then so on, okay, by 7s. I should have mentioned this at the beginning. But you only get to realize that once you start going ahead and start calculating how many motifs going to go on there. Okay, so the increase is still in, and 2 inside of the space. And again, 1 per space here, and on the last one, 2 together. Okay. Now, hopefully once I get around to do the motifs, we have the right account. If not, we'll just adjust it to make sure that we get the right amount in. Don't forget, these things are just, I'm creating as I'm going. This is my own creation, my own pattern. So we'll see how it goes, wherever my mind leads me to. Okay, so we're going to do that. And inside of the space, we're going to do 2 inside of the space, 2 inside of the space, and your increase at the end. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've reached the end. And now we're going to create loops of 29 chains. So I've closed in with a slip stitch. I'm going to come back in the same one and do a single and another single. So we're going to have 6 singles. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 29 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until you have 29 chain. Doing the 29 chain stitch, I'm going to come back down here and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 on your 4th one. We're going to close it with a single and 3 chain. Skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go into your 6th and do 6 singles again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 29 chain again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Done my 29 chain stitch. Come back down. 1, 2, 3 on the 4th one. Single. 1, 2, 3 chain again. Skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your 6th. And we're going to repeat that until we get here. Let's say till about here. Okay, but anyway, you'll see as I get there. So I want to make sure it will probably be with less count because it's the corner. Okay. Okay, everyone. So I've hit almost the corner, of course, getting into the corner. So I still did skip my 5, went into the 6th. Here we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so the edges, we'll keep it at 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until we have 29. Did my 29 chains. 1, 2, 3 on the 4th. Everything stays the same. The only difference is on the corners here. Instead of skipping 6, we're going to skip only 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3. It's on the 4th. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th one this time, and not 6. Only on the corners. 2, 3, and 4. And then your 29 chains again. So did my 29 chains. Coming back 1, 2, 3 on your 4th. 3 chain. And skip 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I do this right? Just want to make sure. And 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So on your 5th one, single, 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 and single. So we have 4 singles again. So we're going to do this until we get about to here, because we have to do this whole corner. It can't be too loose or too far apart, and it can't be too close, so it's going to look too crumpled up, too clustered. And I had done the whole thing, and I was doing it with less space, believe it or not, all the way to the end of the tutorial. And at the end, when I blocked it and looked at it. I said, OMG. Had to take the whole thing apart. It was too clustered here. Okay, so I'll meet you here once I get to this edge. Guys, so I did my 4 space went into the 5th, my 4 singles. Okay, this would be on the last one now. So for the edge, so we started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, went into the 6th one on here. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 that we only skip 4 and went into the 5th. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So now that I've closed this one in with the 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, no, it's still the 4th. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm still going to do the 4 on this one. Just bear with me because I'm trying to work this pattern as best as I can. And then do 2, 3, 4, 5, the 29. Okay, so I've done my 29. As you can see, we're right at the end. I'm going to skip now I'm going to go into the 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, into the 6th. Oops, what am I doing? Forgot that I had to do that little loop, right? Oh goodness, it's been a long day. 1, 2, 3, especially when you complete a whole tutorial. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you look at it at the end and you have to take everything down. Good heavens, your mind spins or your head spins. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're going to skip the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your 6th. And now we're going to do the same thing as we did here. 6 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so basically, let's just recount this again. So my 6 singles are there, and I have my 6 singles here. So right after that, we do the 4 singles. So I have first loop. Try to get it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 before we come back and do the 6 singles. Okay, and skipped 5, went into the 6th. Hold on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, on the first one went into the 6th. Now these ones I skipped 1, 2, 3, 4, and went into the 5. So the going into the 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 7. 7 loops, skipping only 4 going into the 5th. And on the sides here, skip 5 going into the 6th. So basically I'm just continuing now from here on. So we did the 6, right? And now we're skipping 5 going into the 6 and doing 6 singles. And then again, 29 chain, then skip 5 going into the 6, exactly like we have here. And then 6 singles until we meet here again at this first motive. Okay, so I'll be back with you there, and then I'll tell you how many loops altogether I have. Okay, you guys, so I've done my 6. I'm going to do my 29 chains. Okay, I'm on the first motive here on the other corner. Okay, so I finished my loop. I'm still going to count on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on my 6th one. Okay, exactly like we did here on this corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the 6th. Now I'm going to do my 4 singles. Okay, So after you do your 29, skip your, go into your 6th, and now we're going to do the 4 singles and then continue on from there as we did on the other side. So 29 chains again. So I've done my 29 chains. I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, coming into my 5th and doing my 4 singles and continue again until we get to the end here on the last corner, or at the end of this corner. Okay, you guys, so pretty much on the last one here. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, went in my 5th. Now I'm going to do my 6 singles. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on. So we have 6. So no, I'm not going to do 6. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I will do only 4 because our single starts there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's perfect. It ends on the 5th one here. So I'm going to do, so on the last one here, I skipped 1, 2, 3, 4 and went into my 5th. Did 4 singles only. And now do your 29 chains, and then we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4 and went into the 5th. Okay, normally we'd be on the 6th, but it's okay. It works out perfect this way. We don't have to arrange anything else. And then I'll tell you how many loops I have. So did my last 29 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes right into the first single that we started off. Close it in with slip stitch. I'm going to just check. So we're going to come back in the same one, do a single, 2 chain. This would equal a double crochet. Next space. So we have 6 singles. We're going to be doing 6 double crochets. For the next, it's up to you. You can do 3 rows of this or 4. I will see how I'm going to do mine. If it's with 3 or 4, you could always advance the video. 2, 4, 6. Now, inside of the chain, we did 3 chains. So we have to come inside of the chain and do 3 double crochets. And continue all the way up on the loop until we have 17 double crochets. So I have my 3. I'm going to come where we connected. This is my 4th. Right after, got to make sure that you grab the one right after the connection, because sometimes it's so tight pulled in that we seem to forget, and then we don't have the right account. Okay, so do 17, counting only from the 3 chain up. I've done my 17 double crochets, counting from the chain here up, chain 2, come back on the same one, and we're going to count also 17 coming down. So we have 2, and that's including in the connecting and the 3 chains. You're supposed to have 17 altogether, exactly as we did here, and then 1 double crochet per space. It's just double crochets. The only thing you have to remember is 17 going up, 2 chain, come back on the same one, do a double crochet, and count your 17 coming down. Okay, so I've done my 17 coming down, just to give you a glimpse. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. Just follow double crochets, count your 17, do 2 chain, 1 double crochet on the same one, come back down with 17. Okay, and it will be the same thing here. And so we have 4 singles, we'll do 4 double crochets. Okay, so let me tell you how many loops I have before I forget, because I get distracted easily. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 loops. Okay, you have 29 chain. So basically, like I said, you have the 9 singles. You do, not the 9 single, the 6 singles, sorry, my mind. Come in the first one and you do your 6 double crochets on top of the 6 singles. And then again, you start counting to do your 17 double crochets on the chain that we have here of 3. So we have 3. Make sure you do the connecting 4. Make sure you search well this one right after the connecting because it's pretty tight. It's pulled pretty much because we connected. And then you count 17 going up. When you get to the 17th, you do your 2 chain, come back in the same space, do your double crochet and count your 17 going down. I'll meet you at the end of all of it. Okay, you guys, so I pretty much finished doing the first round. Now I will be doing, I believe, 4, so 3 more. I'll have a total of 4. So it's just double crochet over double crochet. I mentioned at the beginning I was going to use the blues and the multicolored blue with yellow. I changed my mind. I'm going to go with the terracotta salmon, or not salmon, terracotta mustard. For some reason, I don't know why. I guess because I've taken down with the blue and yellow and got discouraged, so decided to change colors. I'm just like that. What can I say? So start pretty much anywhere you'd like, single, 2 chain, and just follow through again with double crochet over double crochet. So nothing to it. When you get to the 2 chain loop here, we're going to put 2 inside, 2 chain, and 2 more inside. I'll meet you there. So just double crochet over double crochet. Okay, so done all my double crochets. I'm going to come inside, do my 2 double crochets, 2 chain, and 2 more double crochets on the same space, and then 1 per space. We're going to do this all the way around. The next row will be repeatedly the same thing, and the row after that also. So the only thing that you have to do is double crochet over double crochet. When you get to the center there of the motif, then you do 2 double crochet, 2 chain, and 2 double crochet. I'm going to do 4 rows, so I have 1, 2. I'm going to do 2 more rows. I'll come back to you at the end of my 4th row. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished doing all my 4 rows, as you can see, and had a little bit of a blend of this terracotta, a little bit dark, a little bit lighter, and then the yellow that I started in the centerpiece. Now I'm going to come back in. This is my last row with the white, and I've already turned them here. So all you have to do is grab your 2 thumbs like that, just pull it in, and then fix it. Nothing to it, just like that. Again, grab your 2 thumbs, pull this in, turn, and fix. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with my white. Getting my thread all rolled around the camera here. So slip stitch knot. You're going to come in the center or anywhere if you want. This is all singles, just attaching them one to each other, right? We're going to be attaching all of them. So single, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you don't want to do these little leaves here, you can just do singles all the way. So I would put like 3 singles or 4 singles, depending upon your tension. So 5 chain. Now we're going to do 7 chains. So it's 2 chains of 5, and the middle one is 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come back in, close it with a single. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back in and close it with a single. And then single per space. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see if 9 is good enough. I think it is, but we'll check just the same. So you want to grab the next pattern here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And on my 9th, I'm going to close it up with a single. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And again, the leaves, that's all you have to do. You're pretty much attaching them together. That's all you're doing, is just attaching. Now, I will leave the link to the round centerpiece in case you want to add flowers, the edge of the round centerpiece. You can do it on here by creating the flowers and doing the same thing as I did on the centerpiece. I'll leave the link. You can just forward the video to the point where you're adding the flowers in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to do it on this one. I'm just going to leave it at this one. Obviously, if you're doing the adding flowers, you're not adding this on, okay? You're just adding single. You have to do 3 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chain. Come back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back in. And then again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Come back to the net, or grab the other pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on your 9th. And then you're going to close it in with a single to do the attachment. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then proceed again with your leaves at the edge. So this is what it looks like once you have completed all your attachments. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Sue Sullivan, I hope the request was good enough for you. I did my best, and it was a challenging to do this oval one. Like I mentioned earlier, I had completed the whole tutorial and I had to take it all down because it was too clustery. So I had to readjust again the stitching. So yeah, it has been a lot of hours and quite a few days on this. But it's been a pleasure, and I'm glad I managed to get it and pull it through to the tutorial for this specific request. So sending much hugs to you, Sue. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. And of course, sending much hugs and love to every single one of you that's been part of this journey. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up. I can't stress enough to ask you to please do it. It does help the channel quite a lot. And if you haven't subscribed, I also ask of you please to subscribe. It's free. Hit that bell notification and help the channel out. You can share. You can invite your friends to be part of this journey with us. And thank you for the women that has been donating. for the women in need and has came through for the women in need, sending them thread or donating through money. I can't thank you enough. And thank you also for the super thanks, super chat for myself. That's the tip that you guys have been tipping me. Thank you. I can't stress enough to thank you also. So I'll see you in the next tutorial. I'll have a little video and pictures at the end for you guys. Please feel free to request whatever you'd like to see me make next. Okay? Bye-bye, everyone.